Hello all, welcome to the next video of computer networking. In the last video, we learned about the mobile communication technologies, the various generations of mobile technologies available. So in this video, we are continuing with the network security concepts. So we were learning about the technologies till the previous video. From this video, we are learning about the network security concepts. So, we are using the computer networks in a, it is not, it's actually an inevitable part of our life now, this computer network. So, we should be aware of the security aspects of these networks also. It may be considered as two network, security can be of two types, that is, the physical security of your network as well as the security of your data when it comes to the internet platform or the social media platform. So the network security, it can be considered as any activity designed to protect the usability and integrity of your network and the data. That's why I was saying it includes both the hardware and the software technologies. So effective network security manages access to the network, and it targets the various techniques, various threats, and stops them from entering or spreading on your network. So the various threats that comes into the network security are viruses, worms, Trojan horse, spams, etc. So what do you mean by virus? So virus can also be considered as a short form of vital information and resources under siege. So this, they are the malicious code or the programs, just they are also just a program, executable programs that can cause damage to the data and files on a computer. So it, what, how does they work? They attach itself to the program or the file so that it can spread from one computer to another computer, leaving infected. So some virus causes only annoying effects. It does not harm any files, but they cause some annoying effects like changing your desktop icons. Some cases, in some of the viruses, they actually delete the software, delete the hardware files, cause harm to the files. Almost all viruses are actually attached to an executable file. It means that virus cannot infect your computer unless you run or open the program or the file. If you are suspicious of a file being a virus, please don't open it, because it will run only when you execute a file or when you open a file, etc. So, what are the damages that can be caused by a virus? See, some may delete it, some may delete the random documents, or some may delete the specific file it is targeting. It is crucial on the operating system, for example, some booting files, so such that the system cannot be boot. So some may slow down your computer, and some may invade in your email program also. Some may make enter your email program, and you can spread through the internet also. It can contact the people in your address book. Now, how can you prevent from this virus? You can use antivirus softwares, and you can regularly update your antivirus. And if you don't download any email from an unknown sender, you can restrict a virus to a certain extent. Do not click on any link in email rather than the type link in the address bar. And please disconnect the internet if you are not using it, and disable the cookies if possible. Next type of malicious software is worms. Worms are also having a full form, that is write only, read many. That's a short form, WRM or worm. It's a self-replicating program which eats up the entire disk space or memory. These are also softwares which consumes the resources in the computer, and it creates its own copies until all the disk space or memory is filled. It also harms the computer by getting the consuming the resources or bandwidth. It can spread in the network also by consuming the bandwidth, such that the network becomes very slow. And the worms also propagate from one system to another system using internet, or while copying files from one system to another. That these are the damages caused by worm. That is, the main thing is it uses the resources on the space. And prevention is, you can use the total security softwares and scan the PC using the option boot time scan. you have to update it regularly and avoid inserting infected pen drives. So if you are inserting it, please scan before you are using it. Trojan Horse is another program that appears harmless but actually performs the malicious activities such as deleting or damaging files. With the help of Trojan, harm that could be done by hacker on target computer systems are data after with the help of Trojan horse, it can take the data from you, it can install unwanted softwares in your system. Keystroke logging is they can take the various keystrokes, what are keystrokes you are doing, they can take that, which means that whatever you are typing on the system will be recorded and taken by them. And downloading and uploading files and so many things can be taken done by the Trojan horse. How will you prevent it? Similar, you can have to use an antivirus, total security software, not only antivirus but a total security thing. Update it regularly. Similarly, virtual keyboards are preferable in order to rather than the keyloggers. Log out from your account whenever you are using a public computer. You just delete the history, delete the cookies that has been downloaded, etc. And what are spams? You are familiar with the term spams because your emails are constantly updated or filled with spam mails. That is, spam are bulk mail produced by some maybe for the commercial purpose. The mail come in a bulk manner, and the attacker can send on mail such that the mail server runs out with the space, and spam reduces the productivity, it eats up your time, as well as it can lead to worse things like offensive languages, it may spread virus, etc. Fraudulent materials may be there, etc., etc., can be caused. Now to the term cookie. Cookie is a small piece of code that is put by the web browser or the internet site, not the web browser, the website you are visiting, to the user system, containing some piece of information. So this information may contain the time of login, time of logout, time of how much time you have used, which all pages you have visited. See, all these data, all these information or login informations are stored in these cookies, and these cookies are used by the website next time when you log into the system again or log into that website again. So that's a benefit of having cookies, but if you're using public computers, you please avoid using cookies. There are some privacy concerns related to the cookies. They are actually they help track of the users for the websites, but some security concerns are there. The session data, so the whatever data you are giving to the computers, that is for the visiting that websites, all these data are under risk. And the tracking information where wherever you are, if you are going to a clothing store, for example, you see ads for that store when you click away to others websites, so that's because they are tracking the cookies. So if whenever you for example, when you are going to Amazon and seeing the clothes in for sale, you just continuously see that, but when you go to another website, some ads pop up with the same or similar type of commercial ads. Why? Because they are tracking the cookies you are for going, and that's why this advertisements comes to your accounts. And in your if you're using public computers also, this type of threats are occurring. So make sure that you delete the cookies when you go out of the computers. Now coming to the firewall, it is a technique actually used to secure the computer from outside the networks. So it acts as a wall between your system and the outside internet, the outside network. So you can implement this firewall either as a hardware or a software or a combination of both. So here are the peculiarities of software firewalls. Of course, it will be a software program. If it is a hardware will be a physical piece of equipment designed for performing this firewall duties. Maybe it may be another computer, or it may be another dedicated piece of equipment. Now coming to the Hypertext Transfer Protocol Secure, which is internet communication protocol, which helps you to protect the integrity and confidentiality of the data between the user's computer and the site. So you might have seen this data security protocol HTTPS while you are entering to some banking sites. In the address bar you can see that HTTPS is written, and a lock screen will be there. The peculiar three for this HTTPS, data sent through HTTPS, is secured through transport layer security protocol, and this protocol provides three key layers of protection. That is, encryption is there in this layer, authentication is there, and data integrity is there. That is, encryption means the data that has been exchanged is encrypted in a manner, different manner it is encrypted. And if somebody is hearing, getting the data also without the key or without knowing the key, they'll not be able to identify what message is it. That's the encryption part. No, even if somebody is hearing also, or if somebody is getting the data in the between of the communication, nobody will be able to decrypt it. That's the main thing. Only the sender as well as the user or the receiver will be having the decrypting key. Now coming to the data integrity, data cannot be modified also while transmission. Authentication, see, either at the user end also you should authenticate to get the data. You should prove that it is you that you are getting the data. So I have already specified that in the address bar you can see this protocol, and you can see a secure connection symbol also for this. So that's all. Thank you.